The metal door pulsed faintly, as if it recognized their presence. Something behind it stirred. Not sound, not movement, just the weight of awareness pressing against their minds. One of the soldiers screamed and dropped his weapon, clutching his head. The others backed away, but the air had already grown heavier, charged with a dread older than stars. Rethel's voice was barely more than a rasp. This is what they guard. This is why every civilization warned us. The Galactic Council had long dismissed humanity as an insignificant species. Small, fragile, and stranded on the fringes of a minor spiral arm, humans appeared weak compared to towering reptilians, energy-wielding cephalopods, or insectoid hive fleets. They spoke often of peace, trade, and cooperation. Their ambassadors were soft-spoken and polite to a fault. To the Council, humans were harmless. That illusion shattered aboard the Council's High Assembly when Captain Elias Ward, a Terran Marine, was summoned to testify during the trial of a rogue mercenary commander. The mercenary had slaughtered civilians on a contested world. Most alien delegates yawned through the proceedings. War crimes were, in their minds, simply the natural flow of conquest. To them, total war was as old as the stars. But the humans insisted on pressing charges. The council chamber quieted as Captain Ward, clad in dress blues, stepped forward. His posture was rigid, his eyes steady, his presence radiating discipline. He carried no weapon, yet several delegates felt an inexplicable unease ripple through them. A Zirac delegate clicked its mandibles. "Human, you accuse the defendant of war crimes. Explain this primitive notion." Ward's voice was calm, measured, but carried an edge of steel. "War crimes," he began, "are acts so vile, so dishonorable, that even in the chaos of war, they are forbidden. To target civilians, to torture prisoners, to burn cities for sport, these are not victories. They are atrocities." Confused murmurs spread among the delegates. To them, victory was victory no matter the cost. An avian counselor tilted its beak. "But war is destruction. Why limit it? If such acts bring faster surrender, are they not efficient?" Ward's jaw tightened. He stepped closer to the center, voice dropping to a quiet intensity that carried across the chamber. "Because we know where that path leads. Humanity has walked it. Centuries ago, we unleashed horrors upon ourselves. Chemical weapons, firebombed cities, mass graves. We learned that unrestrained war doesn't end conflict. It breeds monsters. It ensures the next war is worse. So we set rules. We drew lines. We built laws." One of the insectoid delegates buzzed skeptically. "And if your enemies ignore these laws?" For the first time, Ward's expression shifted into something colder, something that made even hardened warlords lean back. "Then we hunt them. We drag them before courts, or we bury them so deep in the ground no one remembers their name. Because when you commit war crimes, you're not a soldier anymore. You're not even an enemy combatant. You're a rabid beast. And humanity does not suffer rabid beasts to live." The chamber fell into silence. The mercenary on trial, who had been sneering through most of the proceedings, now shifted uncomfortably in his restraints. Ward continued, his tone like a hammer striking iron. "Understand this. We are not the strongest species, not the fastest, not the most advanced. But when we fight with discipline, with rules. And if someone breaks those rules, we do not shrug and call it the way of war. We come for them, across planets, across galaxies, across generations if we must. There is no hiding from it. That is what war crimes means to humanity." The weight of his words settled over the chamber like a storm. For the first time, the Galactic Council realized the danger was not in humanity's weapons, nor their ships, nor even their soldiers. It was in their relentless conviction, a species that had looked into the abyss of its own cruelty and chosen to chain it. A species that demanded accountability not only from others but from itself. The mercenary was sentenced unanimously, not because the council suddenly cared about civilian lives, but because they had glimpsed something terrifying in that Marine's testimony. If they laughed at human laws, if they mocked human morality, If they dared unleash horrors upon innocents in defiance of those rules, then humanity would come for them, and humanity would not stop. From that day forward, every delegate who heard Captain Ward's words carried a new understanding of Earth's people. Humans were not harmless. Humans were not weak. They were the guardians of lines no one else dared draw. And woe to the galaxy if those lines were ever crossed.